Hello, my name is Morgan and welcome to the second entry in this series of development logs for the currently untitled game here. I will release these development logs each week until the game is finished or done. The first topic I want to cover is modeling, or 3D modeling in this case. For that I use the open source software Blender. It is one of my favorite software packages actually, because I use it for modeling, rendering, exporting my levels with the Python scripting, and even video editing for these videos. So it's very convenient and high quality. I really recommend it. So this week the model I created is this simple, pretty simple at least, 3D model, tree model. It is a 3D model too, of course. It's brown and it has leaves, so I guess it's a tree. The leaves are created with textured quads where the leaves is the texture and there is an alpha channel on the texture, so you can see through the leaves. Some additional models created this week are some very simple skyscrapes, big boxes basically, or cylinders. Another thing I have messed with is the camera. The camera was quite static before, and now at least you can rotate it around the player with the keys A and D in this case. The camera doesn't move directly by pressing the key. Actually, the keys affect the angular velocity, so the camera accelerates around the player. This gives a much smoother feel to the camera, and so it feels like it has mass and has some weight to it, which is much nicer, I think. The most important part this week is probably the multitexturing, that is, or the multitexturing feature added to the engine. And that means that texturing, you can have a texture on a 2D image on a 3D object that you wrap around it. That's texturing. But multitexturing is where you have multiple 2D images that you send to the GPU or the graphics processor, and there you pick and choose how you want to mix those images on the 3D object. You can blend them, you can mix them, you can do what you want actually. And in this case it works like layers in Photoshop basically. So the first texture is underneath the second texture, and if the second texture has an alpha value, the first layer is shown through it. And this I tend to use for example graffiti on walls or paintings on walls and other stuff like that. You can see an example here in the corner where I added some blue stripes to the concrete texture. That's it for this video, and in the next video I will have more to show. Probably a new light map for the whole level, some vegetation, bushes, trees, more models, and hopefully a backdrop or a kind of big box that is a backdrop for sky and maybe a city line or something like that. So that's it for today, and thank you for watching. Like it if you liked it and subscribe if you want to.